सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। चैतन्यं सर्वगं सर्वं सर्वभूतगुहाशयम् यत्सर्वविषयातीतं तस्मै सर्वविदे नमः। Here the author made the proposition समापय्य क्रिया सर्वाः धाराज्ञाधानपूर्विकाः ब्रह्मविद्या अथ इदानीं वक्तुं वेदः प्रचक्रमे। अथ then now वेदः प्रचक्रमे, Veda commences Brahma Vidyam Vaktum. For expounding Brahma Vidya now, Veda commences. Now means what? Sarvaha Kriyaha Samapaya. After dealing with all the rituals, now the Veda commences the exposition of Brahma Vidya. Meaning that first stage is the Kriya, second stage is Brahma Vidya. And this is being explained now based on the various views going on, mainly the Mimamsaka views, who do not see any reason or need for Brahma Vidya. Because for them, karma is a means by which anything can be attained. In different ways, this is being stated. First of all, just by the Veda Vakya which says that Yavad Jivam Agnihotram Juhoti, one should perform Agnihotradi karma, Nitya Naimiti karma, as long as one is alive. So therefore karma is what the Veda is prescribing. When we say karma is prescribed for the one who requires karma, even when the Vedas say that one should perform the daily and incidental obligatory duties, kartavya karma, as long as one is alive, it does not cover everybody, it only covers ignorant people. This is what Vedantin says. So we have to understand who it is to whom that statement is addressed. Mimamsaka means to say that this applies to everybody. Vedantin says that this applies only to an aviveki who entertains a strong identification of the upadhi, who has the abhimanam, the sense of identity, brahmanoham, kshatriyoham, kartaham, bhoktaham, one who has desires for the pleasures here and hereafter. So even if kartrutva, bhoktrutva is there, still, if there is viveka in the life, nasti kritah kritena, what I am seeking in life is eternal. Eternal cannot be produced by karma. Tad vijnanartham. So what is nitya can only become the object of knowledge, not object something to be achieved, is something to be known because already existing. If this kind of viveka arises in life, it can arise. As Upanishad says, parikshalokan karmachitan brahmana nirvedamayat. By analyzing what is a possible accomplishment through karma, one recognizes that nasti kritah kritena, kritena karmana akritah nasti. By karma one cannot attain the eternal, the permanent. Permanent is not something to be attained by karma because it already an existing fact has to be known. So if there is an exception like this, in whom now the desire for pleasure is now transformed into desire for knowledge, because he has lived a life of viveka or discrimination. Tametam vedanuvachanena brahmanaha vividishanti yajnena danena tapasa anashakena. So yajna, dana, tapaha, vedanuvachanam, all of these are the duties which are being performed, but vividishanti, they desire to discover in themselves the desire for knowledge. Thus the Vedas talk about some special kind of people who are different from the usual adhikaris or those who qualify for karmakanda. There are different people which Vedas or Upanishads themselves talk about. It is for them that the Brahma Vidya is commenced. So thus there is a different Anubandha Chatushtaya, a different adhikar is there. Then as much as in the Veda also the sequence is Karmakanda and Jnanakanda. There must be a relationship. The Purva Prasambandha, Hetu Madbhava Sambandha must be there. What precedes becomes the cause, the ground for what follows. And therefore, the very arrangement of the Vedas, it becomes clear that Karma Kanda should become the ground for the Jnana Kanda or Brahma Vidya. It is true that if karma is performed only to fulfill desires, that it cannot become. It is also possible to perform karma without desire. This is something that the Mimamsakas cannot imagine. One of the important requirements of performing karma is arthi, one who is desirous of the outcome. But then these very karmas can also be performed without any personal agenda. It is possible that one may discover those samskaras in one's mind that karmas are performed not to simply fulfill one's own personal agenda. There can be a greater cause in life. That insight can come that kama is the desire for pleasure, artha is a desire for ego gratification. Having done that, based on dharma or righteousness in life, it is possible that this viveka can arise, that life is meant for something greater than this. One discovers the limitation of simply fulfilling the ego. That it is an excluding happiness. What is greater is including happiness. And therefore the definition of dharma changes into happiness that is inclusive happiness. Happiness not at the cost of someone else's happiness. Happiness that derived by including the happiness of others. This can happen. And then, now he performs karma not for fulfilling only his desire. We find the greatest satisfaction in performing karma for fulfilling desires of others. From a consumer, he becomes a contributor. This is possible. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadante vipaschidha vedavadartah partha nanyadasti divadinah. Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, avipaschita, avivekina. People who don't have no maturity, they only think up to this point. But life has something more to offer. And for those who discover this, is the next section. Then some technical points are raised. That even if Brahma Vidya is the goal, or what Upanishad wants, but still Brahma Vidya alone cannot give rise to moksha. Vidyam cha yastad vedo bhayam saha avidyaya mrityum tirtva vidyaya amritamashnute. Ishavasya says that vidya and avidya, there must be samuchaya, combination of the two. Avidyaya mrityum tirtva vidyaya amritamashnute. Avidya, by karma, one crosses mrityu, meaning the control from one's impulses. That's mrityu. Vidya, amritamashnute, by knowledge, then one attains immortality. So thus there are statements which enjoin the samuchaya or the simultaneous or performance of karma and jnana, Brahma Vidya. These statements imply that Brahma Vidya in itself is not adequate to bring about the result of moksha, that you require karma also to strengthen the Brahma Vidya. So then the Vedantin said, Nanu Dhruphala Vidya Nanyat Kinchit Apekshate. That Brahma Vidya is Dhruphala. Without fail, it gives rise to its result. Nanyat Kinchit Apekshate. For giving rise the result of moksha, Brahma Vidya has no need or expectation or requirement of any other support. Just as light does not require anything to dispel the darkness. So just a technical point. Dhruphala, Brahma Vidya necessarily gives the result. Well, Agnishtoma also is like that. Agnishtoma also gives us the result that is promised by the Veda if you perform that ritual as stipulated. But still, even Agnihotra, so being Dhruphala, so Dhrupalavatvam, producing Dhruphala cannot be just a criterion because Agnishtoma also is Dhruphalam. And still Apekshate. Still Agnishtoma also requires the help of various other things to perform. And therefore, just as Agnishtoma karma requires other accessories and supplementaries, so also Brahma Vidya will require. Ityavam kechidichanti na. To that we have to reply that na karma pratikulataha. Brahma Vidya is something that is opposed to karma. So just because Dhruva Phalatvam is there, therefore you compare it with Agnishtoma and insist that therefore Brahma Vidya also requires the supplementary karma or to complement with karma for being effective. It cannot because Pratikulataha. Brahma Vidya is totally opposed to karma. Both ways, karma is opposed to Vidya and Vidya is opposed to karma. It's better to say that light is opposed to darkness than darkness is opposed to light. Light is opposed to darkness. So Vidyayaha pratikulami karma sad, but at the same time, as long as karma is there, Vidya cannot take place. As long as karma is there, Vidya cannot take place. And Vidya having taken place, karma cannot exist. Two things. So Pratikulatvam is in two ways. As long as karma is there, Abhimanataha. Karma requires Abhimana, the identity. Aham Brahmana, Asya Karmana, Karta, Mama Idam, Karma Sadhyam Phalam. Only when this kind of self-consciousness is there, Aham Brahmana, I am a Karta, the doer of action, I will experience this Bhokta, this result. So as long as one looks upon oneself in this manner, so long Vidya cannot take place. But this very orientation is opposed to Vidya. Nirvikarat uddishya vidyeti prakirtita. Nirvikara atmabuddhi. Nirvikara atma aham. Nirvikaroham. So karta also is vikari, bhokta also is vikari, brahmana is vikari. All these notions about oneself, about atma, is vikari atma. So when I look upon myself, brahmana, kshatriya, karta, bhokta, that I is vikari. What is the true nature of I? Nirvikaratma uddishya vidyayati. That is also self-knowledge. Kartaham, bhoktaham is also self-knowledge. But that is not called the yathartha jnanam. Nirvikaratma uddishya. When I know myself, nirvikara atma, then alone I have known myself truly as I am, so that is called vidya. Vidya means yathartha jnanam. Knowing something as it is. Knowing the robe as snake is some kind of jnanam, alright, but not the yathartha jnanam, is Brahman. So knowing myself as karta, bhokta is Brahma and not Vidya or Prama. And Brahma cannot help you, cannot release you, cannot release from the strong sense of sorrow. So, nirvikarat abuddhisya vidyat iha prakirtita. That I am nirvikaroham, naham karta, bhokta, kintu kutastham brahmevasmi. I am not karta, not bhokta. Kutastha Brahma I am. That is called Vidya. So therefore, this is what one truly is. And as long as one entertains or maintains this notion, karta, aham karta, mamedam syadati, karma can only be performed when one entertains this notion about oneself that aham karta, I am karta, mama idam karma, this is my karma, idam phalam bhoktavyam. This phala has to be experienced. Only when one entertains this notion about oneself, then karma is possible. Therefore, vidya is opposed to, karma is opposed to vidya because karma requires entertaining these notions about oneself, which are born of ignorance. So one has to maintain ignorance, sustain ignorance in order to perform karma, and therefore knowledge cannot take place. So that is why karma and knowledge cannot coexist. Vastvadina bhaved vidya kartradhino bhaved vidhi. Karma is performed by vidhi. Brahmano yajeta. This enjoyment, that's what is required for karma. And that is based on the, kartrodhina. The karta decides whether to perform karma or not karma. Kartum shakyam, akartum shakyam, anyatha va kartum shakyam. So even if vidhi is there, hey, do that, one may not do that. Don't do it, he may do it anyway. This karma depends upon the karta or the agent of karma. Vastvadhina bhaved vidya, whereas vidya is not dependent upon the knower, it is dependent upon the object of knowledge. Therefore, the nature is quite different. For karma, the karta is predominant. For knowledge, the object of knowledge is predominant. Therefore, also they cannot go together. Then the 14th verse also it is said, Kinchi vidyam satyam karunam nirashrayataya swarupa alabhat. Vidya is opposed to karma. First, karma is opposed to vidya because as long as the notions born of ignorance are sustained, so long vidya cannot take place. And when vidya takes place, what is required by karma cannot exist. The very background or edifice of karma also is destroyed in the wake of the knowledge of the self. Karakani upamrudnadi vidya buddhim iva ushare. When this is ushara, this is a desert. When that knowledge takes place, then the buddhi that this was water. So far, this buddhi of the Brahma that this is mirage water. That Brahma, this mirage water, cannot remain when the knowledge that this is desert takes place. Similarly, also, vidya karakani upamrudnadi. When vidya takes place, then naham karta, naham bhokta. And then karma, karana, all of this is reduced to atma. Yasmin swarani bhutani atma eva bhut vijanata. When everything is reduced to atma, what is thought to be karta, karma, karana, all of these karaka or accessories, that is called knowledge. When one recognizes, hey, this is conscious, this is atma. In the form of karta, in the form of karma, in the form of karana, nothing but atma alone is, and therefore everything is reduced to atma in the vision of this wise person. So karta, karma, karana, they do not remain. You need them to perform karma. So vidya karakani upamrudnadi. The knowledge of the true nature of self destroys the very notion of karaka, that I am karta, this is karma, this is karanam, all these duality is destroyed. Then when can you perform karma? It is sat satyamadaya karma kartum vivasyati. One can engage in performance of action only when this karaka are taken to be real. I am karta, mama karma, mama idam phalam bhoktavyam, yam kriya. This is karta, karma, karana, kriya, phalam. Only when these things are taken to be real, then alone one can perform the karma. One cannot. And all of these are reduced to Atma. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavi, Brahmagno, Brahmanahu. So all of the reduced to Brahman. Therefore the Karakas don't remain. It is Tat Satyamadaya Karma Kartam Vyavasyati. Whereas taking all the Karakas to be real, then only one can perform karma, otherwise one cannot. So once you gain this knowledge of the self, how can then you still give reality to karta, karma, karana? How can you? So unless you give reality to those things, you can't perform karma. Those things lose their reality, and therefore the very basis of performing karma is eliminated. Viruddhatva tata shakyam karma kartum na vidya sahe vidusha tasmat karma heya mumukshuna. अतः विरुद्धत्वात् विद्या स कर्म कर्तुं न शक्य विद्या सहैव विदुषा कर्म कर्तुं न शक्यम. So Vidwan, a wise person, knows what is the reality. Vidya sa vid Brahma vidya aham brahmasmi sarvam khalvidam brahma. With that knowledge, it is not possible for the Brahmagnani to give reality to the idea that I am a karta, this is karma, this is karanam, this is bhokta, this is bhojyam. No more one can give reality to these notions in the world. Without that you can't perform the karma. Tasmat karma heyam mumukshuna. Therefore, mumukshu also should give up karma. The important thing that the Vedantin, important point he wants to make, that wise person is by nature a renunciate because he sees everything as Brahman, therefore in his perception. The very karta does not remain karmanya karmayah pashyed. He sees a karma in karma, therefore he is already a sannyasi. He doesn't perform karma. Naiva kurvanna karayanna. He neither performs karma nor prompts anybody also to perform karma. That's what a wise person. That's what is the goal. Therefore, a mumukshu, the seeker, also should imitate him, emulate him. If ultimately I want to become an actionless self or discover my actionless self, action cannot be the means of discovering actionless self. Therefore, renunciation of action, which is a vaidam, meaning one deliberately gives up the performance of the duties. Because perform the duties also require me to give reality to the idea of kartrutva at least. And if I continue to give reality to kartrutva, I cannot discover the self that is a karta. So that karma which requires to give reality to kartrutva also has to be given up, so that then I can apply my mind to discovering self that is a karta. Therefore, samuchaya nirakaranam. By these arguments, samuchaya, the combination of Brahma Vidya and karma, is now dismissed. Therefore, tasmat karma heyam mumukshunama. Therefore, mumukshu must give up the karma. Even mumukshu. Vidwan doesn't have to give up karma because karma drops away. For mumukshu, karma is given up. Nanu jnatva karma samacharet. But they say that you must know before performance of karma. Or, if this is what the Upanishadam Jnanam, if this is what Brahma Jnana does, that Brahma Jnana reveals that the karta, karma, karana, all the karakas are mithya, then it means that whatever karma kanda is teaching you, Brahmano yajeta, whatever karma kanda says, you are a Brahmana and therefore you should perform the karma, it all turns out to be wrong. So if Jnana Kanda is Pramanam, then Karma Kanda becomes Pramanam. If actionless self is the reality of the self, then in order to follow the injunctions of Karma Kanda, I must look upon myself as a Karta, which is wrong. Therefore, Karma Kanda, so Karma Kanda se nirvishayikaranat. The Jnana Kanda reveals that the very basis of Karma Kanda is wrong. It's based on false notions. Karma Kanda is based on. And therefore, Karma Kandam apramanam syat. Karma Kanda becomes apramanam because Karma Kanda takes for granted the Kartrutva. And Jnana Kanda reveals that Kartrutva is false, therefore Karma Kanda is based on wrong thing. Let it be Tach Anishtam, that cannot be. Because Veda, entire Veda is Pramanam. Vedantin also accept the Karma Kanda as Pramanam. So now this is a technical thing that we must also establish Karma Kanda also as Pramanam and Jnana Kanda also as Pramanam. So the question was, Kim Atma Tattva Jnanat Prak or Urdhvam? When you say that the knowledge which is revealed in Jnana Kanda leaves Karma Kanda as without any subject matter, there is no Karta Bhokta. Therefore, Karma Kanda no remains Pramanam. Is that before arising of the knowledge or after arising of knowledge? Kim Atma Tattva Jnanat Prak? That before the Atma Tattva Jnanam, that Karma Kanda becomes Pramanam or later? So says, Dehadyehi Avisheshena Dehino Grahanam Nijam Prayanam Tadavidyottam Tavat Karma Vidir Bhaved. Because of ignorance, that is aviveka or superimposition, because of which the prani, as is born, takes the body or the upadhi to be the self. Dehino Grahanam Nijam. So it is swabhavika. One is born with this swabhavik swabhava, taking the aham buddhi, that I am so and so, is the notion with which one is born. Tadavidyotam. So that notion is born of ignorance. Tavat karma vidir bhaved. As long as one entertains the notion kartaham, so long the karma vid brahmanoham, so long the vidhi is applicable. Meaning karma kandam pramanam bhaved. So karma kanda does not become apramanam just because Upanishad is there. Karma kanda becomes apramanam only when Upanishad jnanam is gained. As long as that is not gained, so long as long one maintains the notion I am karta, so long karma kanda becomes pramanam for him. But once knowledge takes place, karma kanda is no pramanyam. Neti neti dehadin apohyatma avasheshitah avisheshatma bodhartham tena vidya nivartita. Neti neti dehadin apohya atma avasheshitah. See, one is born with taking this upadhi as atma. And this is something natural or habitual. The beginning is habit of taking the upadhi to be atma. As long as that is so long one has abhimanam or notion about oneself, and so long one has to perform the karma that I enjoined. What does Upanishad do? Neti neti dehadin apohya. Upanishad teaches neti neti. So what is neti neti? Well, so you are not body, you are not sense organs, you are not mind. So you are not this. Vigrahendriya pranadhitamah vigrahendriya pranadhitamah nahameka sat tajjadam yasat. So vigraha indriya pranadhitamah naham. All of these are opposite, all of these are declared as non-self. What Upanishad doesn't do anything. Upanishad only reveals the nature of what it is. I am born with this notion that I am the body, I am the mind, I am sense organs, etc. Upanishad makes me see that body you cannot be, sense organs you are not. Makes me see, not just declares. By the druk dushya viveka, that you are the drashta, all of these are drushya. You are the conscious being, they are all unconscious. This shows the Vailakshanyam. How Atma is totally opposed in nature of an Atma. And they cannot coexist. An Atma cannot coexist with Atma. And therefore your notion that I am the body, that I am and body cannot coexist. Body cannot coexist where I am is. Because I am is adhishthanam, and the body is adhyaropa, they cannot coexist. Somehow, because of ignorance, they are taken to be one, they are lumped together. Then I am made to see that both of them enjoy different degrees of realities. The space and the part cannot coexist. There cannot be an entity called part space. There cannot be. So when the space is made to see, then his notion I am part space goes. So neti neti iti deha apohya atma avasheshitaha. So vigraha indriya, vigraha I am not, indriya I am not, prana I am not, dhiya I am not, tama I am not. So whatever I am not is negated. Atma avasheshitaha. What cannot be negated? The very nature of negator cannot be negated. Chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. Name dvesharago, name lohomoho. So this I am not. Dvesha, raga, lobha, moha I am not. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha I am not. Punya, papa I am not. Chidananda. What then? Avasheshitaha. What cannot be negated, which is the very nature of the negator, avisheshat udatham tena avidya nivartita. So this is the methodology that the Upanishad employs to make the aspirant see the true nature of himself by making him see what he is not. And therefore, what is meant by negating means giving the identification what you are not. Atma avasheshitaha. Then the avadhi of the negation is very nature of the negator. Tena avidya nivartita. That is how the avidya of the nature of notions is eliminated. Alright, the knowledge takes place, ignorance goes away, but it can come back. Its habitual error is there. Even though I see that I am not the body, but then the notion I am the body comes back. Punu udbhavishyati avidya. This dehata uddhya occurs again and again. So will that not? So will that not negate the Atma Buddhi? The thing is, Brahmaham, Brahmaivaham, I am Brahma, that knowledge has taken place. Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham, that knowledge has taken place. But again this notion, Dehoham, Brahmanoham comes back. So will that not nullify that knowledge that I am Brahma? Question is that Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman is a knowledge, is also, and I am a Brahmana also is my notion, which comes back. So therefore, when this notion Brahmanam comes at that time, Aham Brahma is negated or not, because it is opposed to that. Will it not be negated? At that time, will you not start taking yourself as Brahmana? Because I am Brahmana, that notion negates I am Brahma. So as good as becoming Brahmana, then that vidhi, that you are applicable, Brahmana will be applicable to me. Meaning that even after knowledge takes place, how can you say that I still will not be bound by the injunctions? So 18 verse says, Nivritta sa katham bhoya prasuyeta pramanatah asatyeva visheshevi प्रत्यगात्मनि केवले सा प्रमाणतः निवृत्ता सा कथम भूयः प्रसूयेत. Avidya or ignorance, which is nivritta, which is removed, eliminated or destroyed. Pramanata by valid means of knowledge. So dehoham is not a result of pramanam, is a brahma. Brahmayavaham is praman. So Brahma, once removed, eliminated, cannot then remove the Prama. Once you know this object as a shell, the notion that this is silver cannot come back. This is rope, notion is this snake cannot come back. Or even if it comes back in memory, it is known to be false. That the Sarpa Buddhi is Brahma is very clear when the knowledge of rope takes place. So even if the thought of Sarpa comes, which is possible, but the Satyata will not come. Now Sarpa is known as Brahma, and that is how the knowledge of rope has taken place. So even if by the old habit this thought of snake comes, the mind will not give reality to snake because it knows very well that snake is mithya. So also by the old samskara that Brahmana buddhi comes back, the mind cannot give reality to that. Therefore, that Brahmanam cannot display the knowledge Aham Brahma. The memory of snake cannot display the knowledge that this is rope, when it is abiding knowledge. Asatyeva avisheshepi pratyagatmani kevale. Because in the thought of the rope, the snake is not there at all, understand? Similarly, in thought of the Atma, the Anatma is not there at all, asati. And in Anatma also the notion is not there because it is Anatma. Born of ignorance, it cannot contain ignorance also. So once there is this firm knowledge or abiding knowledge that I am Brahman, ignorance cannot come back. Yes, as long as the knowledge is not abiding, so long nididhyasanam is required and we have to overcome that notion or Brahma. Once the Brahma is gone, it cannot come back. Brahma cannot come back. Memory can come back. Brahma cannot come back. You can remember your old days, etc. But no more identifying. And therefore, avidya puna anudbhava sadhana when avidya cannot arise again, says न चेत भूय प्रसूयेत कर्ता भोक्ते दिधि कथम सदस्मीति च विज्ञाने तस्माद् विद्या असहायिका. सत अस्मीति विज्ञाने, सत Brahma I am, in that abiding knowledge. Vijnane Vishishta Jnane Aparukshanuvasati. It is reality for me now. That alone can become the reality. Today or tomorrow, that I am Brahman alone can become reality for me. Other things, Brahmanam, etc., cannot become reality as subject to coming and going because they are dependent on ignorance, on identification. Therefore, Sadeva Brahmaiva Smriti Vijnane, when it has become reality that I am Sat, I am Brahman, Bhuya Avidyana Prasuveta, then ignorance cannot come back, darkness cannot come back when there is light. Ignorance cannot come back when there is knowledge. Karta bhokte dhi katham prasuveta. Therefore, I am karta, I am bhokta, that notion cannot come back, which is what you require for karma. The idea is that how karma has no scope now in the wake of abiding knowledge. Tasmad vidya asahayika. Therefore, when vidya is there, karma cannot be. So your contention that vidya becomes effective only when supported by karma. Think that when vidya is there, karma has no way of being there. Therefore, vidya asahaya. Without sahaya of karma, vidya is able to do its job of granting moksha. So, yuktis are being stated. Now, Shruti is being stated. Atyarechayat ityuktah nyasa shrutya evahi ataevahi karmabhya manasantebhya etavadevajinam. So, satyam param param satyam iti upakramya. So all of this in the Mahanarayana Upanishad. With different karmas, beginning from Satya up to the Manas karma, all of them were reviewed. And finally it was a Nyase Vatyarecha, that sannyasa or that sannyasa which is the antaranga sadhana of Atma Jnanam alone was praised. And therefore, ultimately sannyas, all the karma should lead you to sannyas or renunciation. Then karma have done their job. When karma is done properly, then it itself leads you to the renunciation of karma, meaning freedom from the need of karma. That's how nyasa eva atyarechayata nyasa shrutya ataevahi karmabhya manasantebhya. All these karmas up to the manasa karma were described, and then Shruti declared that nyasa atyarechayat, nyasa excelled among all of them. Etavati Vajana. Another one is the Maitri Brahmana, where Rajnanaka Uktanusasana se Maitri Etavadare Khalu Amrutatvam. Hey Maitri, now you have been told whatever needs to be told. All Shastra Upadesha has been given to you. Nothing more you require. This is what is the Etavadare Khalu Amrutatvam. This knowledge is a means of immortality. So number one, that karma sannyasa was praised, and number two, the self-knowledge is declared as the means of immortality. And then amrutatvasya nashasti also, that karma cannot give rise to immortality. All of these statements are very clear, that karma cannot lead to knowledge. Knowledge does not require karma, sahaya, knowledge, because sannyasa is praised. Meaning karma is already given up in pursuit of knowledge. So for one pursuing knowledge, karma is not there anyway. So not only karma does not exist after the knowledge takes place, but even while pursuing knowledge also the karma is renounced. Therefore, karma cannot go along with knowledge and karma is not required for knowledge. So along the second line of this 20th verse, Etavadi Vajanam Amrutatvam Shrutam Yasmat, that's how the sentence becomes complete. Vajanam, for the followers of the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Etavad iti Amrutatvam Shrutam, meaning Etavadare Khalu Amrutatvam, Maitreyi, this much is Amrutatvam. All you need is self-knowledge for immortality. Tyajyam karma mokshabhi. So not only karma is not required for supporting jnanam, but karma is opposed to jnanam. As long as notions of kartrutva is maintained, jnanam cannot take place. Therefore, the karma must be renounced by the one who is pursuing knowledge. So there is also a point made that mumukshana karma tyajyam. For a wise person is already a sannyasi by virtue of knowledge. For a mumuksha also, all the duties must be renounced. Meaning that the notion of kartatva has to let go. Then, the second line of the verse 21, Agnistomadityuktam tatridam abhidiyate. So earlier it was said that like Agnistoma, na Agnistoma yathayvanyad dhruvakaryopi. The Vedanta had made an argument, Dhruvaphala Vidya, that Brahma Vidya necessarily gives rise to the result of moksha, and therefore does not require the aid of anything such as karma. Then the argument was that Agnistho also gives rise to his result definitely and still requires a lot of aid. So just because something is Dhruvaphalam, something as a certainty gives rise to the outcome, does not mean that does not require an accessory. So Agnishtoma was presented as an example to counter the argument that even though Brahma Vidya is certainly giving rise to phala, it may still need accessory like Agnishtoma does. So that point is taken up. Agnishtoma didiktam tattaidam abhidiyate. You had made the argument that Agnishtoma also is also Dhruvaphalam, and even then, and still it requires many accessories. So Brahma Vidya also requires accessories. So then now Vedanta says that Agnishtoma cannot be an apt example for Brahma Vidya. Dhruvaphalatvam is all right, but there are other upadhis. That in every way, so Agnishtoma is not an apt example for Brahma Vidya because there are a lot of dissimilarities between them. So Agnishtoma cannot serve as an apt example for Brahma Vidya, even though Dhruvaphalatvam, the hetu is there, but the upadhi special conditions are required for Agnishtoma. That Agnishtoma is special nature, which Brahma Vidya does not have. And therefore, Agnishtoma does not serve as an apt example for Brahma Vidya. So in the verse 22 said, Naikakaraka sadhyatvat phalanyatvat cha karmanah vidya tad viparitato dhrishtanto vishamo bhavet na ekakaraka sadhyatvat anekakaraka. First of all, Agnishtoma requires many karaka. Karta, karma, karana, all the karakas are required. Many karakas are required to accomplish Agnishtoma. Phalanyatvacha karmana. And it is one thing that Agnishtoma gives rise to an outcome, but outcome can change depending upon how you perform Agnishtoma. Agnishtoma can be performed by itself or with upasana. So then, if accompanied with upasana, the Agnishtoma gives rise to a more effective result. And therefore, it is said that Vijnanena Yuktam. Therefore, Yadeva Vidya Karodi Shraddhaya Upanishadat Tadeva Viravattaram Bhavati. When karma is performed with Vidya, with Upasana, then Virivattan, that karma gives us to a better result. So karma can give us different kinds of, even though Agnishtoma is there, it can give us different results. So Dhruva Phalatvam is that, but Phala can change. So number one, Agnishtoma requires many karakas. Number two, its outcome also can be different. Vidya tad viparita. Whereas Vidya does not require any karaka, it eliminates all the karakas and gives only one result, namely moksha. So, in terms of the nature of karma, which requires many karakas, and nature of phala, which also can be different, in both ways, Brahma Vidya is quite different from Agnishtoma. So, Agnishtoma does not serve as an apt example for Brahma Vidya, even though Dhruva Phalatvam Hetu is there, but these Upadhi special conditions are required. That whereas Agnishtoma requires many karakas, Brahma Vidya does not. Whereas Agnishtoma's phalam can be different, Brahma Vidya's phalam is not. Therefore, Vishamo Bhaved, this is an inept example. That is being explained. Krushyadivat Phalarthatvat Anyakaramo Brahmanam. Like Krushi also. So you are, plowing your field, but depending on what kind of fertilizer, what kind of plowing, what kind of rain, all of them can change the result. So when you plow your field, the crop will come, but what kind of crop will come will depend upon many factors. Anyakaramo Brahmanam, and then also if you do other things along with Krushi, supplement with fertilizer, supplement with other things, then it can give us to better result. Agnishtomas tvapeksheta vidyanyat kim apekshate, whereas Vidya has no apeksha at all, the result can be improved, result can be changed, result may not come. All of them with agriculture, with farming, result may not come. It may come. It may be excellent. What the crop will be is uncertain. Not so in case of Brahma Vidya. Then another argument was that when you renounce all the karma for pursuit of knowledge, number one, and one who is wise person, he doesn't have a kartrutva, therefore does not perform even enjoined karma. Shastra said, Yavad jivam agnihotram juhoti, one should perform agnihotradi karma as long as one is alive. Akarane pratyavaya, you fail to perform your duty, then you are creating offense, you are creating sin for yourself, therefore you will go to hell. So Brahmajnani disobeys this injunction of Vedas that one should perform karma as long as one is alive. He doesn't perform karma, doesn't perform the duty. Meaning he is not now returning the favor. He is living in this world all right and using all the resources of the world and not paying back anything. So that's called sin in the Vedas. Therefore, this akarane pratyavaya. You fail to perform your duty, then you are incurring sin. So, not doing what is right also is sinful. Doing wrong is sinful, and not doing what is right also produces sin. That's what the Vedas say. Karma Kanda says. So says verse 24, Pratyavaya sutaseva यस्य अहंकारैष्यते अहंकार फलार्थित्वे विद्येते नात्मवेदिनः प्रत्यवाय सुतस्यैव यस्य अहंकारैष्यते. Yes, pratyaya will be there. One will incur sin by not doing what is right, no doubt about that. But by not doing what is right, understand. Only when one has this notion that I am not doing what I should be doing, I am doing what I should not be doing, that brings about papa sin. And look, I am not doing what I should be doing. This is time when I should help, this person in need of help, I should help. And still I am not doing it. Then there is sin. Sin means that you are violating the basic rule. Because if you had been in that position, you would have expected the help. And you are not extending help. That means that you are violating the law. So there will be sin. Papa. For whom? I am not doing what I should have been doing. So that doership must be there. To say that I did not do what I should have done also requires sense of doership. Ahankara or doership is required. But one who doesn't have doership, doesn't have notion of I, doesn't feel I did not do something because I don't do anything anyway. Who is the person who is not doing something? One who can do something. The one who doesn't do anything, for him the notion of not doing also does not arise. Ahankara is not there. Kartrutva is not there. Then the notion that I did not do also does not arise. Otherwise the sin will be there. If in me this kind of notion arises, hey, I failed to do something. Kimam sadhana karvam, kimam papam karvamiti. How come I fail to do that virtuous action? How come I perform this vicious action? If this is how I look upon myself, then certainly I am guilty. But then, when those notions are not there, so now even papa, punya, all of it reduced to atma. Uvehyavaite. Atma naguspronate. Punya also is atma, papa also is atma. In the vision of him, there is nothing but Atma, therefore there is no helper, there is no help, nothing is required. Everything is perfect. For that, there is no duty. So there is no failing of the duty also. So there is no pratyavaya or the sin or offense. So that is how, in all these verses, therefore, verse 25 said, Tasmad jnana hanaya samsara nirvritte brahma vidya vidhanaya prarabdha upanishatu iyam. So what a pratignya was done? Right in the first verse. Samapayya kriya sarvaha dharajnadhana purvikaha. Verse second after the Mangalacharan. So that is the pratignya. Samapayya kriyaha sarvaha. That this is what the Vedas does in Karma Kanda. All the now karma has been dealt with. Karma Kanda is satisfied that it has provided whatever is required. Brahma Vidyatham idanim bhaktum veda prachakrame. Karma Kanda is satisfied that karma has done its job. And now this person is ready for Brahma Vidya. So this special adhikar is there for Brahma Vidya. Therefore, now the Veda addresses itself to fulfilling the need of this special adhikari, who is adhikari for Brahma Vidya, who has become free from the need of karma. And therefore, only Brahma Vidya is required, karma is not required. And therefore, karma must be renounced also. All of this background, this has been shown. Tasmad ajnana hanaya samsara nirvritte. So therefore, what's the role of Upanishad now? Ajnana hanaya, for the cessation of ignorance. Kartaham, bhoktaham. All of these notions born of ignorance, ajnana hanaya, for elimination, removal of ignorance. For what? Samsara vinivritte. We are interested in eliminating ignorance for what? Samsara vinivrutte. For vinivrutti, for elimination, a cessation of samsara. For cessation of samsara, since samsara is purely product of ignorance, the effect can go only when the cause goes. Ignorance is the cause, samsara the effect. Therefore, all of this is established. Therefore, for the cessation or elimination of samsara, which can take place by elimination of ignorance. Therefore, Brahma Vidya Vidhanaya. And what can do this? If Brahma Vidya can do that, therefore, for enjoining Brahma Vidya, for expounding Brahma Vidya, Prarabdha Upanishatu Iyam. Yam Upanishad Prarabdha. This Upanishad is now commenced. Meaning their Vedas have commenced the Upanishad. Having dealt with all the karma, now that the need for Brahma Vidya has arisen, that now this person needs Brahma Vidya, that he does not now have any need or use for karma, that he has renounced all the karma and dedicated himself to the pursuit of Brahma Vidya. For a person like that, Brahma Vidya is now expounded by the Vedas. That section is for Vedanta or Upanishad. So we'll continue. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamada Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.